we have Zeus, who is a researcher who works with PsyDAO, and he will be giving a talk titled Exploring the Ineffable, DMXE Research at PsyDAO. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Can I take this off? Does this come out? Yes. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing out there? You guys good? Yeah? All right. Let me take these glasses off because I can't talk in these glasses. They do look really nice. But yeah, guys, everyone talking about AI and crypto. I'm here to talk about something else, brains and drugs. Ooh, drugs. Drugs? So I do research. Oh. Clicker, yes. Oh, yeah, it's right here. So I do research in Holland. Right there, we research a little bit of everything. Ecstasy, LSD, DMT, kratom. Those are my people over there, guys. And of course, I research DMT, the effects of DMT on the V2, V3, and V4, and the parietal lobe. That's Danielle with the HTC XR Elite VR headset, tripping as well. That's what it looks like. Got some brain info there, Oxy up top. But we're gonna look at, oh yeah, has anyone out there tried DMT? You have. All right, we'll take a pic of this, guys, because we're conducting research, and I want you guys to take this, get some QR action going down. Chris, what's up? And please take a picture of that, guys, because we're doing some research right now. And yeah, DMXE, guys. Has any person heard of DMXE before? Is this a brand new substance you guys have been? Yeah, one person has heard of DMXE. 2 people. That's it. Only 2, 3, 4 people, 5 people. Only 5 people have heard of DMXE. Well, it is a white powder that you insufflate, and it's kind of like ketamine a bit, but the effects are a bit different than ket. It's a full, like, it's an ineffable experience. That's the reason why it's called the Ineffable Experience. But a bit about this fantastic substance. It hit the scene in 2010, and then it was sort of a big thing in England, Bristol, I believe, but then it kind of went away, but then it came back in 2012, and it really popped off. It like surged, and then of course everyone banned MXC, and then it came back again in 2022 on DMXE. It's a analog of MXC, which is really, really cool stuff. So going over this, and this is just info about the actual substance itself. Let's see, it's a lot of info on the screen. I don't want to bombard you with a lot of stuff, but let's see. DMXE, it has S enantiomers, R enantiomers. They're about relatively the, well, they're basically the same in enantiomers, as you could tell. And they're about the same substance, MXE compared to DMXE. But the fun part is the actual trip itself. So the trip with DMXE, it's pretty intense, guys. It's a substance that seems to really change as you hear things, as you hear different sounds, different songs, different beats, different audio info. It really alters the actual experience itself. This is a trip report from a person that did a pretty big dose of DMXE, which is pretty insane. 70 is pretty huge. This is the second trip report from a person that did even a pretty big dose. He basically became the actual he basically became the actual he became the actual, guys, he became the actual song itself. I'm so tensed up, guys. I just came from Holland on a 7-hour trip. I'm so like tensed up, but I'll get through this, don't worry. Oh my gosh, yeah. Thank you guys, thank you. I'm so tensed up. But anyway, so I had a friend, Bastien. We hung out in Paris for the first time. And he's a pretty famous person when it comes to art and photos and everything. And he basically we like talked about him tripping on these different substances. And he was really interested in trying it. So we had a little experience, and he came over and he essentially tripped. And this is him tripping on DMXE. It's an eyes closed experience. And man, he created some fantastic things from this experience. He actually said that it was one of the most intense experiences he's ever had, which is pretty intense. And the stuff that he like crafted and created was just really, really intense. There's one thing that he created from this experience. And if you've tripped on this, then you can definitely understand where he traveled to or where he flew to. Pretty intense stuff. Here's the second piece that he crafted. And of course, with this substance, you have a lot of like landscapes and like terrains. You don't have like faces or aliens or entities. Just a bunch of weird places that you like travel to. So what makes DMXE special? We really don't have the info on that. I have a theory that says it's probably the sigma receptor agonism, because both of it, we have it in DMT and DMXE, which is a really interesting agonism. We can really get deep into that, but it'll take a bit of time to talk about it. Essentially, sigma is important in like ischemic cell activity. Like let's say you like hit your head or something and your brain has a lack of oxygen. This receptor activates and it just really helps you from cellular death basically, which is insane. But it's definitely true, and we see it in both substances. So around August, I had a really big trip. We had 15 people that came, and they all tripped on this fantastic substance. And we took some information. We got some info from these people, and almost everybody said that it was the most intense experience they've ever had. We have some other info over here. We see that sound affects this fantastic experience almost entirely, 80%, 20% somewhat affects it. But we do see that sound is a huge thing in the DMXE experience. And so we asked these people, what did they actually feel? And once again, guys, we have people that said that they just sort of travel through these like landscapes and environments and terrains. And it's something that's really interesting with this. We don't have any sort of, alien or interstellar or all of these sort of faces that appear in DMT, LSD. It's all terrains, all sort of earthy-like experiences. So a part of this experience is closed eye visuals. That's just sort of you closing your eyes and having your sort of brain take over the entire visual experience. It's a really big thing in most treatments. But actually, with DMXE, we have closed vestibular sensations, which is a huge, huge thing as well. You want to occlude the sort of body. You don't want to be sitting, standing, lying down. You want to be floating. So you sort of want to occlude your vestibular sensations, which is really, really interesting. Now, the vestibular system, what is it? It's our sense of like place, our like sort of placement, balance, our sense of self inside of a certain space, I guess you would call it. And the vestibular system runs through the ears, the organs of the ears, which is the only sense that actually runs through the actual ears. So could those two be talking to each other and affecting each other? Is sound affecting the vestibular system, and is that affecting sound? Well, I was thinking about this, and DMXE, it operates on a certain receptor. And I'm thinking to myself, well, there are receptors in the brain, yes, for sure, obviously, but are there receptors in the ear? I mean, it was something that I didn't really have an answer for, but I found an answer. In actuality, there are receptors in the ear. So we do see that this could be affecting the way we perceive sound and also how we perceive our sense of place through sound. So with that said, I wanted to really take a big, deep plunge into this whole vestibular receptor thing that's in the ear. So I found that there was an article or a paper that came out in 2007 that found that, like, out-of-body experiences, they found that it accidentally happened when they were trying to give a person treatment for some like inner ear infection or inner ear problem. And they found that by activating the right side of the brain, the parietal, the visual cortex, by activating it, they could essentially place a person outside of their actual body, or it felt like they were outside of their own body. So I looked into that, and I found these actual areas of the brain, the places that they were really like looking for. This is the same areas that we were looking for in DMXE, the MT, V4, parietal, the angular, all this stuff. So I said, okay, well, let me just look at that with my own equipment. And so we actually looked at that, and you can see the areas right there on the right side. Some infrared spectroscopy right here. And we found that there is activity, there is action that's happening. And this is for my DMT research, but I am going to be applying the same thing in my DMXE research. But I believe that there is a sort of connection when it comes to this out-of-body experience that is implored whenever you do this, and this area of the brain. And I think it's almost like a sensory type of thing that happens. So what's going to happen in the future of the research? Well, this is what we have planned, guys. Currently, we're talking to people that have done this. We've talked to 12 people so far, and we're trying to understand what this substance is and what the actual experience is, trying to sort of understand like any sort of connections when it comes to having these appearances of like landscapes and these like terrains. Like, what is that? Why is that? And especially, how is that happening? And we also have a preclinical ramped up. We're talking to a lab in Prague, which I just got an email from them today. They're really ready to rock and roll with that. And then we're going to go to the human research, which is going to happen in 2026. That's going to be like a safety research just to make sure that everything's fine with DMXE. Maybe we'll throw some brain things in there, but mostly just like safety, behavioral. And then we plan on doing the fun things, the acoustic thing, the vestibular stuff. And that's going to be a little bit bigger. That's going to take about 2 or 3 years. It's going to be really deep. We're going to probably employ a lot of fMRI, maybe EEG. And then 2028, we want to make this area, where it's like the best possible place to do DMXE. We want to include the whole sort of body in this beautiful area and have the best, clearest sound you could possibly think of, just hitting a person while they're on DMXE. And yeah, that's sort of planned. And so next up, guys, is just a little bit, I want to say thank you to all of the funding that has been thrown over here. I appreciate everybody that has supported this. Guys, I really appreciate it, man. You guys are making, like, honestly, you guys are helping me achieve something that is impossible to do in colleges or, it's something that is incredible. Every time I think about the support that I get, I really sort of am humbled, because you're basically helping the entire field become what it should have been, basically. Something that's free of how can substances have therapeutic outcomes. Let's just understand what's actually happening. Why are we tripping at all? What's happening? And sort of go away from how these substances can help with things like, depression, anxiety, which is all fantastic. But let's just sort of understand why the trip is even happening and what the actual experience is, because that's super, super important. And with that said, guys, that's it. You can follow me, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And man, what a trip, man. 7 hours, literally off the train. I appreciate y'all.
Cool. Amazing. Well done.
Thank you so much, guys.